Kunal Bothra, who is live with us in the studios. And Kunal, hi, good morning. How are the market looking like? Because it's been a great Friday for the markets, but what do you make of today morning?
Yeah, great Friday, and I think something which we were wanting for the last, I think, 2-3 weeks, because the markets were stuck into a range. We were stuck into like a 500-point range on the Nifty and a very tepid kind of an underperformance, I would say, for the banking index, for the Bank Nifty. I think after Friday's move, we can probably expect that both these indices, the key indices, Nifty as well as the Bank Nifty, will probably have come out of a major consolidation as well as a breakout for themselves. What was also heartening to see is, of course, participation across the board, whether it was the realty index, whether it was financial services as a pocket, few power stocks which were looking attractive. The PSU theme which started to gain prominence. So I think that was a very strong indication. We also saw one sign that the defense sector or many of the defense stocks, they start to come back into a corrective phase, which means that the money would start to now get back into a sector rotation phase of trying to maybe book some bit of profits over there from a top performing sector towards other sectors which are showing signs of a potential breakout. So that's a sign of a healthy market where the money moves and there's a churn across the sectors. Net, I would believe that we should be looking at 25,250 as a target, potential target for the index in this week.
So, Kunal, what's it looking like? It was realty, banks, after that RBI, big bazooka, all of these sectors were chugging along nicely. Where do you think the money which is going to move out of defense, if it is a sustainable trend that is, where is it going to find its way?
So I think banks and financials could be the pocket where the money should be moving out. PSUs as a large overall theme also, I think something which I would be bullish on from current levels. You saw many of the real estate stocks, and not just I think on Friday, but you look at the built up over the last 1 week or 10 days prior to that, DLF was looking strong. The stock managed to surpass the levels of 750, 770. Then you saw Oberoi Realty, Godrej Properties. Many of these stocks have actually started to look attractive in the last 7-8 days, and they got a fillip further after Friday's data point, and then a further price action move where these stocks managed to rise by a margin of 5% to 6% broadly, individual stocks. So I think that's another sector to look out for.
Okay, and Kunal, now that the markets have turned favorable in your view, what would be your stock-specific recommendations this morning? Would you be making bullish calls this morning?
Yeah, of course, you have to continue with the bullish calls. And now I think it's time to maybe look at rotating sectors. So two stocks within the space which I would start to look a lot more bullish on. One would be L&T Finance. Now I think after almost like 3 months or 2.5 odd months, the stock has managed to surpass the levels of 175 to 185, which was a major resistance for L&T Finance. So that's something which starts to look extremely attractive at current levels. Would look out for 198 as a target. Stop loss could be kept at 184. And the second would be a buy on REC Limited. This could be a more of a contra bet. And the stock in the last 4 or 5 months has been a huge underperformer in the PSU as well as in the power pack. So I sense that the stock would make an eventual comeback. Would be bullish on REC with a target of 440, stop loss at 406.
Okay, L&T Finance, REC, clearly a financial tilt to Kunal's recommendations this morning. Let's take a very quick break. Before that,